If you take care of the client, the transaction will follow. I facilitate it. I help them. I lead them. I advise them. And so you want to lead them down the path, which means you want to walk down the path with them, in front of them, leading the way, showing them how to do it. Hi, this is Damon Damon & Associates, Realtors, Brokered by Real. Today we're going to talk about mastering client relationships and how do you provide exceptional service. So the first thing I would highly suggest is stop making transactions transactional and making them relational. And what I mean by that is care about the client. And I've said this for years, and it's one of these things I guess I'll say to the rest of my life. If you take care of the client, the transaction will follow. If you worry about the transaction, a lot of times the client will not follow. It will not lead to a sale. And some people call it commission breath. Some people call it just being very transactional, not relational, but worry about the relationship. Now we have to use common sense in that, make sure that the client does qualify to purchase or to transact, make sure that they have the ability to transact. But in doing so, worry about the client and the client's needs. Find out what makes them tick, why. And if you worry about the relationship and worry about the person, their need, their wants, their dreams, then what follows is a transaction. Sometimes it's called FORD, which is family, occupation, recreation, and then dreams. So find out what makes them tick and care about it. We've talked about this before. The other thing is going to be to set clear expectations from the start. What is your role? What do you do? How do you do it? How are you going to lead them down this path? And you're the business professional, so you should be the one leading. But sometimes people think leading means pushing. And if you think about it, leading is from the front, pushing is from the rear. And so you want to lead them down the path, which means you want to walk down the path with them, in front of them, leading the way, showing them how to do it. You don't want them to feel pushed. Nobody likes commission breath. Nobody likes it when they feel like they're being coerced. I tell agents all the time, I've never sold a house in my life, yet I've sold thousands. And what I mean by that is my job in selling houses to facilitate the transaction of what they want, their hopes and dreams. It's not to convince them to buy or convince them to sell anything. I facilitate it. I help them. I lead them. I advise them. I don't convince them. Setting expectations from the beginning helps to avoid misunderstandings, helps to avoid a lack of trust. If I tell you in the beginning that, unless we're negotiating a contract, probably won't be able to answer the phone after 5 p.m. because that's my family time, and then you call me at 6 p.m. and you leave a message and it's not about a transaction, it's not about something you want to write an offer on, and I don't answer till the next day, you will expect that. But if I don't tell you that, or if I answer 5 days at 6 p.m., then you call me 3 times one night and don't answer, you can get frustrated because I answer every other time. Why am I not answering now? And a lot of consumers know that this thing right here, it's in your pocket. It's in your hand, okay? And so if you don't answer it, they know you didn't just miss it. They know you ignored them. They know it rang. So if you don't set the expectations, then they're going to feel slighted and feel ignored. So set the expectations, set the boundaries up front. In this industry, I think there is a lack of transparency and honesty. And so everybody wants scripts. And it's funny because everybody starts here, they're like, what are the magic scripts? And I tell people, there's a structure to the call. There's LP models, stuff like that. There's ALM. But what I tell agents is my secret script is I'm brutally honest. And it works with most clients. It doesn't work with all, but it works with probably 95% of clients. And it's just be honest with them. Tell them the truth. It's remarkable how the truth truly does just set you free. And a little side note, this morning I had another broker call me. He was fired up. He was mad, and called him back. And he's kind of a big deal in town. He thinks it's a big deal. He kind of is. And he was mad. And we had a discussion, and I'm like, well, let me find out what's going on. Call you back. Called him back. He was right. One of our agents did something they shouldn't have done. Sorry, he did it. Instant diffusal. Instant. You can't be mad when somebody's honest with you, so just be honest. I tell agents all the time, if you want a secret script to deal with clients, you want a secret script to convert clients, here it is. Here's my secret script. Use it for 20 plus years. Mr. Seller, Mr. Buyer, this is what I know. When you're ready to transact, you're going to deal with the agent that's in front of you when it's time for you to transact. I want to earn the right to be that agent. It's brutally honest. That's all I want. I want to earn the right to be your agent when it's time for you to do business. It's so brutally honest and it's so respectable. Who doesn't want somebody to earn the right to get their business? It's just not accident. It's just not happenstance. They want to earn that right. And it's a brutally honest script that will work 95+% of the time. Another thing to consider would be going the extra mile. Like there's certain things that you have to do per contract, per Virginia law, per whatever, per NAR mandates. And then there's going the extra mile. Like, how do you take care of your client? And what I would highly suggest is take care of a client like you would a friend. There's a agent that's retired now in this town. And I will tell you that for the most part, anytime I have an interaction with an agent, I try to learn something. And this gentleman's a very successful agent in town. He was an agent, he was a flipper, he flipped houses. And his adage was always, if I would do it for my daughter, I'll do it for you. And that was his standard of care. If I'll do it for my daughter, I'll do it for you. And the reason he had that is he didn't want anybody else to come to him and say, you didn't do for my child what I would have done. And I think it's just a pretty good standard. Like, if you would do it for your mom or your dad, if you would do it for your brother and sister, then do it for the client. Like, if you have that standard of care in your business, you can't do anything but be successful. So we talked about setting boundaries, which I highly suggest you set boundaries. But let's step back a second. When you are working and your client calls, pick up the damn phone. Like, pick up the phone. It baffles me when I see agents, they're like, oh, that's dumb. Well, you're gonna have to call them back and they're right there on the phone now. So pick it up, have a conversation. Or they'll say, oh, they just text me. Okay, well, text them back. Do you want to text them back now and get it over with? Or do you want to have to remember to text them back in an hour and then they text you back in 2 hours and now this thing's going to drag out all day? Like, if you're available, be available. If you're accessible, be accessible. If you can handle it now, hot potato. I've said that for years. It's hot potato. If I can handle it now, handle it now. I don't want to have to remember to handle it later. Because if they call now, like, I don't feel like it because I'm just not in the mood, are you going to remember to call them back or are you going to forget? Because if you get now, you got a problem. So if you're available and it's during your hours, during the parameters you said you're available, and they call, they text, take care of it now. Don't push it off. Stay in touch after the transaction. We talked about making it relational, not transactional. They closed on the house. Agents are so scared. They're like, oh my God, they closed on the house. I don't want to call them. Why? Because I don't want to know what's wrong. Okay, well, call them. Talk to them. How you like the house? What's going on? Because they might be like, oh my God, the HVAC went out. Do you need an HVAC guy? The sink leaks. Well, I mean, there's nothing you can do about it. You're not responsible for it. So help them. They don't have the vendors. They might not have the knowledge. They might not know what to do. It could be something stupid. Like, I swear to God, this happened. We had a customer and bought a house. God bless their soul. And the French doors don't work. The windows don't work. The front lights don't work. I'm like, how in the heck? It was a decent house. It was a nice house. I was like, how does all this not work? The French doors don't stay shut. The wind blows and they blow open, okay? Windows just open on their own. All the outlets on the front of the house don't work. I sent a contractor over there. I'm like, man, we got problems on this house. Send a contractor over there. French doors. The one door's like stationary. It doesn't really move and the other one swings. Well, the one that's stationary, you got the pin that goes up and the pin that goes down to hold it there. Well, they didn't know because the movers had opened it to move furniture and they didn't know you had to put the pin up, pin down on the stationary door. And so they had two doors that met in the middle, but just swung because they didn't know you had to pin them. The windows, they didn't know that, like, you got to push the top sill all the way up, push it down and then latch it. The top one was down like a half an inch or so. And so it wouldn't latch. And so that's why it was coming open. And then the front of the house, the people had wired the top outlet so they could flip one switch and they have candles in the whole house. And so you just flip the switch and top outlet worked. The bottom one worked fine. The top one was switched so that when you flip it, all the candles would work. So, like, reach out to your people and ask them how the house is going, like what's going on with it. They will appreciate it. Follow up with them. You know, I would highly encourage you, like on moving day, you know, if you're around, if you're in town, if you can, take them a pizza. Order pizza. You don't have to go. Order them pizza. Order Domino's delivered or Pizza Hut delivered or DoorDash delivered to them. You know, it's a sucky day. I'd probably not go by. You might be stuck moving and that sucks. Send them pizza over. Make it a good day for them. Real estate agents. I've been doing this for 20 plus years, sold thousands of houses, and people ask me how I learned because I have a better than average real estate knowledge. I have more experience than a lot, and my knowledge base pretty good. And I've learned the vast majority of it on social media. So I've learned most of what I know. Back in the day is MySpace, and people used to laugh at me, but I learned so much and I made so much money from MySpace. And then when everything transitioned to Facebook, I've learned so much from Facebook groups, from masterminds. The room you're in matters, y'all. Company matters a little bit. I was talking to an agent yesterday and they were going to switch companies. And I was like, why? I'm like, it's a box. I mean, like, can you operate in that box or not? And I've been with multiple companies. I've been independent. I was with a very large independent. I was with a very large Remax. I owned my own small Remax. I owned my own independent company. I was with EXP and I was with Real. They're all boxes. Can you operate in the box? No box that I make more money than the other box. Some boxes I learned more than other, and I collaborated with different people. And And with Real, I found a group of people that I enjoy collaborating with and I learn a lot from and interact with. But it's the room you're in matters. And if you can get to events where you can collaborate with people and learn more and learn stuff, if you can get into Facebook groups that aren't the whiny, negative Facebook groups where you can learn and you can expand your knowledge. I've learned virtually everything I know about real estate and about this industry, about this career from social media groups, from masterminds, from other people. Get in the room you need to be in. And I will tell you this, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. Anytime you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. You want to be in a room where you feel like the village idiot, because that's where you're going to learn the most. If you're in a room and you feel like I'm the expert, I could lead this thing, I can teach these people everything, you're in the wrong room. You're either in the wrong room or you got too much ego, one or the other, and neither one's good for the business. Don't forget, we want to ask for referrals and get feedback. Ask people, hey, what could I have done better? Would you give me a review? Ask them, say, hey, what do you think of me? How did I do? What do you think? What could I have done better? What would you like more? If they say, oh, you did great, wonderful, everything, would you mind giving me a great review? Ask them to go to your Google and give you a great review. Ask them to go on Zillow and give you a great review. Ask them to go on Realtor.com and give you a great review. Ask for those reviews and then ask them, truly, is there anything that you wish I would have done that I could have done better? Last but not least, show appreciation. Send them a thank you note. Send them a holiday card. Send them a card on the anniversary of the purchase of their home with a handwritten note. Call them up. Ask them how they're doing. Friend them on Facebook. Follow their journey. Like when you see they painted the wall, be like, oh my God, you said you're going to paint that wall. I'm glad you finally did it. Be involved in their little world socially. You'll make more money. They'll appreciate you. You'll expand your knowledge. You expand your realm of friends and acquaintances, and it's just good for the soul. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, follow. As an agent, if you're looking for more resources, you want to be in the right room, follow our Facebook group, join our Facebook groups, Real Estate Success Cast. If you want some other rooms I suggest you get in, send me a message, send me a PM, and I'll suggest some other rooms you can get in. Being in the right room has made me literally millions of dollars. Get in the right room. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.